Viral appeal versus real-world danger. They look cool, they look confident, and they went viral for a reason. The D.U.S.T techniques, Detroit urban survival training, exploded across the internet with jaw-dropping demonstrations of disarming attackers, escaping armed threats, and surviving deadly situations with a few slick moves. Millions of people watched, thousands copied. But here's the brutal truth. Some of these techniques could get you seriously hurt, or even killed. In this video, I'll break down the top 5 most dangerous techniques from D.U.S.T that have been criticized by real self-defense experts, law enforcement professionals, and combat veterans. This isn't a takedown, it's a reality check, because survival isn't about going viral, it's about walking away alive. Let's dive into the moves that look good on camera but could cost you everything on the street. Number 5. The gun disarm from the front. In this technique, the instructor reaches forward, grabs the barrel of a handgun pointed directly at their chest, and redirects it while stepping to the side and counterattacking. Sounds great, right? The problem is, if you're even a tenth of a second late, you're shot. Firearms can discharge the moment pressure is applied to the trigger. And by grabbing the barrel, you're betting your life on flawless timing, perfect hand placement, and zero hesitation. Real-world attackers don't wait, they don't freeze, and they definitely don't follow a script. This move assumes your attacker is slow, untrained, and cooperative, which is never the case in real violent encounters. Experts warn, unless you've trained this move under real pressure, don't rely on it. Number 4. The knife arm catch. This D.U.S.T move shows the instructor catching a downward stabbing motion by grabbing the attacker's wrist with both hands. On paper, it makes sense. Control the weapon arm, stop the stab. But in reality, a committed attacker doesn't stab once. They stab fast, wild, and multiple times. Trying to catch a moving knife is like trying to grab a hummingbird mid-flight, blindfolded. In high-stress situations, fine motor skills break down. Your vision narrows, reaction time slows, and the chances of you perfectly timing a grab while under threat are near zero. Knife defense is already one of the most dangerous scenarios in any self-defense situation. Attempting to stop a stab with bare hands is a gamble most professionals would never take. Number 3. The gun disarm in a car. This is one of the flashiest D.U.S.T videos. The instructor shows how to disarm an attacker holding a gun to your head from the back seat. It's cinematic, dramatic, and visually stunning. But it's also extremely risky. Confined spaces like cars remove most of your mobility, limit your ability to maneuver, and make even basic defensive techniques harder. Add a gun to the equation, and every move becomes a life-or-death decision. The idea of twisting, reaching, grabbing, and redirecting in a space barely big enough to breathe? It might work on a static partner in a demonstration, but in the chaos of a real carjacking, it's a high-risk play that could end in tragedy. Real trainers recommend de-escalation or compliance first, and resistance only if your life is in immediate danger. Number 2. The wrist trap takedown. This technique is often shown against a standing attacker holding a weapon. The instructor traps the wrist, turns the body, and brings the attacker down with a lock or a twist. Martial arts students recognize it as an Aikido-style redirection. The problem? It assumes your attacker is rigid, slow, and stays on script. In real street encounters, people don't freeze when you touch them. They yank, punch, or shoot. They resist violently. And wrist locks, while effective in highly controlled environments, are notoriously difficult to pull off under stress. They require perfect angles, leverage, and timing. If your grip slips, your control is gone. If you mistime it, you get hit. This technique might look clean on camera, but in the chaos of the streets, it's a risky bet. And finally, number 1. The disarm and walk away move. Perhaps the most criticized of all, this technique shows the instructor disarming a gunman, taking the weapon, and calmly walking away, sometimes even turning his back. The message is clear: I got this. But here's the truth. Real attackers don't stop just because you took their weapon. Many carry backups. Many will charge you out of rage. And worst of all, the moment you turn your back, you give them an opening to re-engage. Self-defense isn't just about disarming. It's about neutralizing the threat, creating distance, and escaping safely. Walking away from an armed confrontation without securing the attacker, it might be cinematic, but it's not tactical. and in a real-world situation it could cost you your life. Now, let's be clear. This isn't about mocking Dust or Dale Brown. He brought urban survival and self-defense into the public conversation, and that's a good thing. But there's a difference between internet demonstrations and battlefield-tested tactics. The streets don't give second chances. If you base your personal safety on flashy techniques without pressure-tested training, you're setting yourself up for failure. Instead, learn from professionals with real-world experience. Train under stress, test your reactions, and always remember, real survival isn't about looking cool. It's about staying alive. If even one of these techniques makes you stop and think, this video did its job. Want to learn how real operators train for urban survival? Stay tuned. Because in the next episode, we'll break down what truly works when chaos hits your city. And if you want daily tips on situational awareness, EDC gear, and realistic self-defense, hit that subscribe button and join the mission. The streets are unpredictable, but you don't have to be unprepared. Stay smart, stay ready, and stay safe.